Today, we start Year 8 on opening day on the road against the Boston Red Sox. This has been a team that we've been building for quite some time now and hoping that this could be the season that maybe we break into a postseason berth. I still think we have some holes in terms of where we are against the rest of the league, but I think we have some strengths to have some new guys on the team that could hopefully breathe some life in, and of course, with everybody still being so young, continue to develop throughout the season. But it all starts today here on opening day in Boston. What can the squad do? Hopefully we can have a nice little outing and put some hope into the rest of the season as we're going against Rafael Devers, one of the better hitters in baseball. In terms of offense, we'll be going against Ryan Tharp. Didn't do entirely great last year, so hopefully we can get a good start to this season off of him. Just a 5.11 ERA last season. Carl McIntyre leading us off, as he has pretty much every single game. He's been healthy throughout the entirety of this series, but he's flying out to start this one. Health has been an issue for him with his durability below 50. Bringing up Alden Evans, who was benched 2 seasons ago but had a bounce-back season last year, earning back that 2 spots. Flies out himself. Alberto Rincon is next. Been the best hitter for us in his 2 seasons at the MLB and really ever since we drafted him, but he goes down swinging, and so a quiet inning from Chicago. Talks about McIntyre being the leadoff hitter ever since day one, and until this season we had the same opening day pitcher since day one, being Buster Pringle, but today that changes as Tom Williamson, second-year generational pitcher, takes the mound on opening day and starts it off with a banger. 95 mile an hour. Put that in the hands of the umpire, and we get the favorable call. Just clips that upper outside edge. 0-2. This time, Jalen Duran, I don't know, ends up going around. So 2 strikeouts consecutively to start the season. And much like we did, the Boston Red Sox going down 1-2-3, courtesy of a nice inning from Tom Williamson. Still no hits in this ball game. Russell Mosqueda, the expectations are high from him. Made the switch to shortstop this season to incorporate the young rookie third baseman. Gil, been our best non-first round pick position player, I'd say, in this franchise pretty handily, but he's also starting with an out. Flyout's been a common theme here, bringing up the 18-year-old player from last year's draft. Not going to give him any time in the minors here, as I believe his hitting ratings, especially vision and discipline, in the 70s, give him a good chance to be successful early, but he was out there. Flyouts continue, this time starting the second inning for the Boston Red Sox as Casas goes down. Nearly got that one to drop down. Marcelo Mayer over the top this one. Easy ground out over to Boyer. That's going to bring up Brandon Lowe. 22 pitches in here. And he crushes this pitch. Deep back and way gone on it. And the tie is now broken. The first hit on the board is a big one. 424 feet for the 6th hitter here for Boston. 107 mile per hour exit velo. Williamson is a pretty good, well-rounded pitcher, but if you had to say what his weakness was, it is his home runs per 9. Pitching with a lot of velocity, when they can time it up, it tends to go far. But fortunately for us, Williamson will be able to finish off this inning strong after that. Now it's time for the offense to wake up. Kevin Sandoval, first ever draft pick in team history. He is going to be the one that gets on base first for us. Excellent two-way player for the team. Our oldest player too, I think, which makes sense since he was in the first draft. And he was not a teenager when we drafted him. I remember that. That is a throw off of second from Devers. So Darren Roman, our DH, reached base via error. And I wonder what Rafael Devers was saying underneath the glove there. I bet wouldn't take too much of a lip reading expert to get a good guess at that, I'd say. Man on first and second, but McIntyre flies out again. And so now in danger of wasting the runner in scoring position, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Do you like flyouts? If so, you like this game. I'll just say that through three. Both teams, plenty of flyouts between them, but especially for Chicago. Another little bit of a short pop fly here for David Rodriguez. Gonna get the first out of the third. Miguel Amaya up for Boston. He goes down swinging at that 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Third strikeout for Williamson. The first since the second batter of the game, but he comes back and gets back-to-back once again, much like he did in the first. And the score will remain the same. Top of the fourth now. Rincon struck out in his first at-bat, and he's going to do so again here. Swinging both times, this time on a pitch well inside. Mosquera. That one is right over the middle of the plate, and this time Mosquera is going to make Red Sox pay for the mistake, getting the first extra base hit of his season and for the team in general. Once again, we have a man in scoring position, I should say. 8 pitches this at bat for Jason Gill, but then he watches that one. How can you have a beautiful battle with 8 pitches and then watch that one? The last couple of pitches had been high, to be fair to him, but that was still not low enough. Even with the pitcher pitching a little high, and we waste the runner in scoring position. Almost left the park there for Guerra. Almost had his first hit be a home run, but almost doesn't count in baseball. 2-2 pitch. That one is gonna be for a strikeout. Now the 5th of the day for Williamson. In here, top of the 4th. Couldn't get Rafael Devers to take the cheese on that curveball, so he has his first walk allowed here in the 4th, and gonna follow that up with a base hit to Casas. Men on first and second for Boston. Gotta get out of this inning without allowing a run. Can we do it? Marcelo Mayer up next, and a diving play by Guerra. Can't quite get the double play, but a nice defensive effort nonetheless. One of the big question marks with Guerra at third base is his fielding ability. It's made our team one of the worst rated fielding teams in the league. But I mean, he looked good there. Low. Homered in his first at bat. This time he got underneath the fastball high though. As a fly out to end the 4th. Williamson able to avoid tacking on any extra runs. Roman gets that over the head of Rafael Devers. Has now reached base twice. Only once of his own accord. Of course, the first time was that error. Boyer gets the generous call. It's been a pretty pitcher-friendly umpire today, but didn't get the favorable call there. As McIntyre nearly got that one into the gap, but couldn't quite get it there. So, are we going to leave us a runner in scoring position for the 3rd time in this game? Well, yes. The answer is yes. Once again, if you liked flyouts, this was your game. But if you like flyouts, I don't know. Maybe get a new hobby. They're not that exciting, and we've been seeing them an absolute bunch here. Is the throw-in from Gill. Was offline. The runner would still hold at first, though, so no big deal. 1-2 pitch. This one can't be handled by Sandoval. And the wild pitch is going to advance the runner to second. High fastball. The very next pitch is going to be for a strikeout, though. Number 6 now. Here in the 5th. Grounder is going to end the inning. Need the offense to finally wake up. It's been dormant all game long as we're now over halfway through this one. Rincon for the 3rd consecutive at bat goes down swinging. He's been awful. Can Mosqueda get things going for us? This one struck well to right, and it's gonna leave the yard. And finally, Chicago gets on the board. Both runs scored in this ballgame have been via home run, as neither team been able to really string together any hits. Absolutely needed that one, and our best player comes through when we need him most. Seems like we've been able to say that so often of Mosqueda throughout his tenure with this team. That's why we signed him to that big contract early. Was very confident he'd be worth it. And that solo homer ties this game up. Would also spell the end of the day for the starting pitcher and start the day for the bullpen. Didn't know that was going to be such a tongue twister for me. But the offense would not be able to further gain any momentum after the solo homer. Williamson left that one just a little bit over the middle, and Jarren Duran is going to get the hit off of it. Gonna get a double on that one, his first of the season, bringing up Devers. Very dangerous hitter, but this time he's swinging at the 100-mile-an-hour fastball, high and inside. Williamson doing a nice job racking up the strikeouts in today's opening effort. Pitch count getting a little bit up there, but not too much of a problem yet with his high stamina. Flies out to center here. McIntyre with a throw. Not the best one, but the runner will hold. Marcelo Mayer trying to extend the inning for Boston. Maybe bring across that runner, but it's going to be another strikeout for Williamson. Number 8 on the day. Giving our offense a chance to take the lead in this ball game. Maybe help out what's been a really awesome game for the most part. But unfortunately, as you can see, already down to the 7th would go much like the first 6 have. Just 3 very easy outs for Boston there. Even with the pitching change, our luck remains the same. Low. This one deep to right field. Gill back against the wall. It doesn't matter. It leaves the yard. Low takes Williamson yard for the 2nd time today. This time only 336 feet, but over in the corner. That's all you need here in Fenway. And the Red Sox retake the lead. All scoring has been on solo homers today. And our offense had the opportunity to come take the momentum in this game. They failed to do so and left the opening for Boston. And they have taken advantage of it. Coffee gonna get a base hit right after that, and that would be the end of the day for Williamson. Of course, has the potential to get the loss, but I think his start was largely successful, just allowing those 2 solo homers. His lone blunders, I'd say. Sandoval gets the throw out there, and when your offense isn't creating much of any highlights for you, you gotta appreciate the defensive ones. As our star catcher with a beautiful throw out there. I mean, the accuracy on that one was right on the money where it needed to be. Minimal movement from Boyer required. Going down swinging to end the inning is Boston, so it's 2-1. We've got 2 more opportunities, the top of our order. This is likely their last chance. And McIntyre, he's going down swinging. Alden Evans, routine grounder, Flip to the pitcher. Just not been our day offensively, and feels like most of the episodes we watch is just one of those not been our days offensively, and it's starting to get concerning here as Rincon. After an awful start with 3 strikeouts, he does get on base. Mosqueda 2 for 3. Been the lone bright spot today. Can he keep us going? No, he bites the cheese on the slider. Goes around it and he's down. We've only got 1 more inning left. Duran just misses the throw there from Mosqueda. Gonna get the base hit. Devers. Been quiet today, but this one struck well to right and it leaves the yard again. Now it's a 4-1 Boston lead, and that's gonna all but seal the deal. There's no way this team that I've seen play here today is scoring 3 runs in the 9th, especially with guys like Rincon and Mosqueda not gonna be up to bat in it. Devers practically sealing away the victory for his team. We'd get the final out of the 8th, and now we got one last shot to come back in this game, but I don't think anybody's confident that this 1-run team today is gonna do it. First was a fly out. Second into foul territory is gonna do the same. And just like that, 1, 2, 3, like fish in a barrel, the White Sox fall to the Red Sox on opening day. Just a putrid offensive performance, wasting what I thought was actually a really solid start from Tom Williamson. He's going to end up picking up the loss. Driver, of course, had a tough 9th as well, allowing those 2 extra innings that really made this comeback feel out of reach. All around, just a bad game from this team. As we end off this episode, I am increasing contact and power by 1 each. I don't think it matters if I do it for human, but we'll do it for human too. Just because I'm getting a little bit tired of these kind of 1 to 2 run games. We're scoring like 3 or 4 runs total. Red Sox did, of course, end up with 4, which isn't bad. But I think I looked up the amount, like the average number of runs in an MLB game this last year, and I might have looked up a non-accurate site, but from what I'm seeing, it was 9. And I think we've hit 9, a grand total of like 3 times in all the episodes we've done in this entire series. And a lot of that has been in the minor leagues, of course. And the minors, offense in the minors is just tough in general. But this is our 3rd season in the majors as well. And these games, I'm honestly just kind of getting bored of it kind of seems like the same game happening pretty much every time I hop in and watch the games. We're deep enough into the series that I think if it ends up being a little bit too much offense, I honestly just want a change. I feel like I'm watching the same stuff every time we hop on. So hopefully that change will help out the offense a bit in our spotlight games. Another thing I will say is I think we're going to start going a lot quicker here through these regular seasons. I'm not as invested in the regular season and year 8 of a franchise. By now, I think we should really be focusing on the postseason. I mean, a lot of our team, I think, is set. We just need the time to continue to develop. I don't think we need a lot of new players. I think the players we have just need to get better. And so for that, I'm planning on going through the regular seasons a little bit quicker. In fact, we will simulate through April right here, right now for this episode. And And then probably we're going to go 2 months at a time. We'll do like the first month in episode 1, I think, and then 2 months, then 2 months, and then September. I think getting more of, that would be 4 episodes of regular season per season. I think is going to be more the pace as we finish out, just because we're very deep in the MLB the Show 23 cycle. Not a lot of people are viewing MLB the Show 23 content. I appreciate those who are still, obviously, and I'm invested in finishing off this series. I just think, like I said, I'm not as interested in the regular season as I was earlier on in this series. This is kind of the same team we've been having for years, and I really just want to see whether or not this is going to work at this rate. I don't think, some series against the Twins in May is as important as it once was. So, with that being said, let's get through this April simulation. And we're now through April, and it ended up being a pretty good month. We would win a series against Toronto, we'd sweep the Yankees, win a series against the Dodgers, against the Rays. We did get swept once, but we came right back with a 4-0 sweep against the Rays, and we started with a win against the Braves in that series. We're 17-12 now, and just kind of taking a look at where this team ranks. We are the best team in baseball when it comes to contact in terms of our ratings. We're no longer the worst at anything, which is good, because it feels like for a while now I've been fighting to not be the worst at both power and pitching, and we've succeeded at not being the worst at both. We're still not great. I like to look at this little graph here. It shows you, the positional strength, and there's really only one position in the entire field that we're average, right? Left field, we're pretty average. Everywhere else, we either have one of the 10 best players or one of the 10 worst. And so we know where we can still improve for sure. I think we got good prospects though at second and third base. So if we can get, upgrades, then I'm for it, but I don't necessarily see them as massive needs. Still need help with that pitching though, which we'll be trying for with scouting. Of course, since we're not ending on a Sunday, I can't show you scouting. And you're going to see the draft preview next episode, because we're going to go all the way pretty much up to the draft in our next episode. And so you'll see all the prospects then. But that's all I've got for this episode. And we'll be back soon with another. And I'll see you then.